Okay, this is Torq number 3, round number 1. Obviously we already finished warm-up, so we're just jumping right into the demos of the first exercises. So we're starting with goblet squats. So with your goblet squats, taking your weight, we're holding that right here at chest height, just like it was a kettlebell, and we're dropping down, trying to keep the chest tall, weight back on the heels, drop down, try and get those elbows down between the knees, and then bring it back up. Main things you're looking for is just their chest collapsing down, or they're coming up onto their toes. You're trying to stop those things from happening. If they're having a hard time with this, we can just do body weight squats. If they need to make it more difficult, we can go to a double rack version, load up more weight, and go from there. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so my ones are going to be right there on goblet squats. Twos are going to be over here on push-ups. So obviously if they can do regular push-ups, we're doing those on the ground. So we're setting up with the hands shoulder width apart, directly underneath the shoulders. We want the ankles, knees, and thighs squeezed together and the butt tight. We're dropping down into that push-up position just like this, trying to bring the whole body down at once, and then pressing back up. Things to be aware of is head position. Make sure they're looking just a few inches out in front of their face. Make sure their feet are together, that back's not arching too much. And then if they can't do that, let's get them onto the TRX straps for a TRX push-up. We showed that before, but let me demo real quick what we're doing there. Setting up right here just like this, dropping down, coming back up. They can make it as easy as they want by stepping forward. Yeah. We are in round 2 of Torq number 3. We're going to TRX chin-ups right here. So we're starting with our feet directly below where the straps hang down, sitting back down to the ground, arms are extended. We're going to pull our body up and rotate those hands, trying to get the handles all the way to our shoulders. Body's like we're sitting in a chair. Then we're going to drop back down just like that. If they're having a hard time with this, we can scoot their feet back. That's going to allow them to use their legs, make it a lot easier. Okay? If they need it harder, have them jump up on the bar, do regular chin-ups. Our other exercise is going to be power block deadlifts. So we've also gone over these before, but let's recoach it real quick. So I'm grabbing my power block, start with a single weight, setting up, grabbing hands on either side, feet are shoulder width apart, weights back on the heels. I'm going to drive my butt backwards, keeping the back nice and flat, drop down to about mid-shin or just below the knees, bring it back up. Drop down, bring it back up just like that. If they want to make it more difficult, we just go to 2 power blocks, set up either with hands outside just like this, or hands inside right here doing their deadlift. And if they can't do a deadlift at all, then let's just get them on hip lifts. Okay, we are on round 3 of Torq number 3. Now, my ones are going to be starting on split squats. Okay, so on your split squat, remember, we're always starting at the bottom, trying to get this front knee just inside a 90-degree angle. Back knee should be directly below the hips. Toes should be curled up underneath you. Want to stay nice and tall with this. If we're doing body weight right here, our hands are going on the head. We're just driving straight up, keeping the weight on the heel and the toe. Back down, back up, just lightly tapping the pad at the bottom or the ground at the bottom. If they're going to load with weight, we want to take that weight, we're going to hold it right here at the chest. Okay, so I'm still going to start at the bottom, load up right here, come up, drop down, just like that. If they need a more advanced movement than that, then we can load weights in each hand, here and here. And then if they need it easier, we can add the TRX straps in, or you can have them hold on to a bike seat, just like this, as they're doing it. Give them a little bit of support. Now for the next exercise, we're going to be doing our half kneeling overhead press. So my twos will be here. We're down in that exact same position, setting up with our weight. Starting right here just like this in the one hand, the other hand's out inside the balance. I'll be pressing on the side that my knee's down. I'm going to press up and rotate. Press up and rotate, just like that, okay? If they can't do that, if they've got mobility issues and can't do that, obviously our first step is just lighten the weight. If that's still a problem, we can get them doing landmines on the TRX, and you can even have them do that from a half kneeling position, where I'd be right here, press up, drop down, press up, drop down just like that, or if that's still a problem, we can get them on floor slides. All right, round 4 of Torq number 3. We're starting with the ones on hip lifts. So remember, on our hip lifts, we're down on the ground on our back. We pulled our heels in pretty close to our butt, 4 or 5 inches away. Our palms are facing up. Then we bridge the hips up, hold at the top, creating that straight line from knee down to shoulder, and then drop back down just like that.
bridge up, drop down. If you need to add the weight in on this, we're grabbing that weight, we're placing it right here on the hips, we're bridging up, hold, and drop down just like that. If they're struggling with their hip lift, then we can just work on a standing hip hinge, just right here. Work on that hinge motion and engage there, and if they need to make it heavier, they can load 2 blocks, one in each hand. Okay, our 2s are going to be over here on the TRX straps. We want the straps all the way down at the bottom. We're going to be doing tricep extensions. So I'm setting up very similar to how I do on my push-ups, but my hands are coming out here in front of my face. Okay, body straight, up on the toes, glutes are tight. I'm dropping down just like this, taking my hands to the top of my head, and then extending out right here like that. Drop it down, extend out. Make sure those elbows stay tight together and they don't get too wide. If they're having a hard time with this, same with our push-up, we're just going to have them walk forward, make it easier on themselves right here. If they need to make it more difficult, they're just going to walk backwards. All right, so on our last round of Torq number 3, our 1s are going to be starting on alternating lateral lunges. This is a tough movement to get right, so most of our people should be doing this body weight. We're starting right here with feet together. I'm going to step out to the side because this is a lunge, not a squat. So I'm stepping out, keeping my weight back on my heel, keeping my chest tall, dropping down into my squat just like this, and then coming back up. It's alternating sides, so then I'm going to switch to the other side. I'm dropping down, coming back up. Okay, alternating one, then the other. Okay, 2s are going to be over here on the TRX straps. We're going to be working on TYIs. So I'm setting up, straps need to be mid to full length. And we're going to start right here like this. I like to use the kickstand technique, so I'm putting one of my feet back right here. Arms are straight. I'm going to rotate out to make a T out of my body. Rotate up to make a Y. And then rotate up here just like this to make an I. Make sure that they're not pulling into their body and then extending out, but it's just a rotation. So right here, rotate. If they need to make it easier, they can back up, but just make sure you're careful on this one because a few inches makes a massive amount of difference. So don't have them back up 8 or 10 inches, have them back up 1 or 2 and try again. All right, so once you finish with that, all you have left is your challenge round. On this day, it is a 7-minute challenge round, so you do have a little bit of time to run one of your partner challenges or team challenges.